Hey guys, welcome to Offshoot Comics Off Topic. We're your host, Kirby Kid.
And Black Superman.
Also known as David Clark.
And Walter Bryant.
And today we're talking about The Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yay, The Avengers Age of Ultron. This time, it's here. It's here.
I liked it. Now, warning to you who are about to go see it. If you're looking for a movie that's going to beat the hype of the first time you saw the Avengers on the screen, this is not that. It's going to be good, but don't try and make it beat that last hype, because that first hype was
amazing.
Was crazy.
Okay, so look, there is underwhelmed, whelmed, and overwhelmed. I was whelmed. It's a good movie. It is. It's a good movie, but there's a difference between seeing the Avengers fight Ultron and seeing the Avengers for the first time ever form a circle, right, and the Hulk roars as the entire world is coming to an end.
That scene was emotional. You were like,
yeah,
you were like, oh my god,
the manly tear fell.
Right?
It was awesome. So you're not gonna get that level of awesome here. It's not,
and you could tell they rushed some things. I mean, and Joss Whedon was saying that there's about 30 minutes of stuff that they cut out. So the movie will be longer on Blu-ray, which will probably make some things make more sense. Mm-hmm. And there's also going to be an alternate ending. So I'm looking forward to... I'm waiting for the DVD to come out to have my final judgment on the movie.
Fair enough. Because, like, okay, for me, this was like... The first Avengers was like that first time I saw Optimus Prime transform in the first Transformers movie. And he stood up, and after that really slow transforming sequence, stood up, looked up, and said, I am Optimus Prime.
You probably should have never watched anything after that.
Yeah, like, and if you'd stopped right there, the movie was awesome.
Right.
From that moment on, no. Okay, The Avengers wasn't that either. It was still a good movie. I mean, it was a good story. It was very tightly knit.
Right.
But
spoilers after this point, just so you know, we're gonna be firing them off. So if you haven't seen it, pause this movie, go see it, and come back and watch it again.
Yeah. But there are things that I didn't like. I didn't like how Banner and Black Widow worked because they never actually did anything. Like, they flirted with each other a couple of times so that you got the idea that they liked each other, but it was kind of a throwaway thing. You could have taken that out and it wouldn't have changed the movie at all.
I'm wondering if maybe that'll be part of the things that will be added in, because for me it felt less like she was in love with him and more as this is a tactic that we're using to control the Hulk. If you guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I know you don't,
I keep trying.
It's gotten good. This week's episode explains how the Avengers got to where they were in the beginning. Coulson's the one that ends up finding where the spear is at, and he's one who sends the call out to some of the Avengers. It's kind of it's a little cool add-on, you know. It's like oh yeah, they start out they look for this little scepter thing in this made up country, and they run into Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I could do without both of those characters.
Scarlet Witch actually was pretty powerful and kind of useful.
But she's weird.
But see, okay, their reasons for fighting the Avengers was contrived.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Ultron comes along and says, you should just hate the Avengers and join me. And I never quite got why this is a problem.
I got why they hated Stark, because they explained that when they were kids, a bomb came in through their house or whatever, and it had, Stark name on it. Okay. Which, I can see why you'd be mad at him, even though technically he just sells them. Like he didn't send it.
That's my problem.
And you're old enough to know that. But it's like first they start off fighting for Hydra, and then the Avengers beat Hydra. Then they run with Ultron, and then they're just with Ultron, and then they just decide, okay, now we're on the Avengers side, and then it just
she read his mind while he was dreaming.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot for both sides. Just accept the back and forth. Just okay, I just dedicate my life to you guys now. All right, yeah. Yeah, and by the way, in universe, since Tony made Ultron, even though they didn't really explain the brain mapping too well, it makes sense why Ultron acts the way he does in this version. It's just not the Ultron I was afraid of, because Ultron, the way he should be, based off Hank Pym's real mind, is scary and dark and he's cold. This one is like Scarlet Witch. If you stay here, you'll die. And it's like, you're Ultron. Why do you care? First of all, your real brain, if you were real Ultron, you're on a satellite freaking in space. You're like, okay, fine, they're going to beat me, but I've got my next body being built somewhere.
Yeah.
This one's just like, oh no.
this is my last body, and then the Vision's gonna destroy it
because the internet doesn't exist.
Oh, and by the way, okay, I understand that the Vision was supposed to be Ultron's ultimate body or whatever. That's great, I suppose. But when he lost it, well, first off, why the heck did he lose it? I mean, you would thought he would have just transported himself in there to begin with.
Well, remember he was, but it kept getting interrupted.
Yeah, I know, but like, okay, at some point, you would think that this computer would be smarter than I was. Send the truck out, send the jet out, hide somewhere where you're shielded, finish this yourself. You don't need the girl.
That's true. The mind gem. Is that what was in the box in Tesseract?
Yeah, that was what was in the box.
So they cracked it open?
Uh-huh. And no, Ultron did. And then he put it into the Vision's head.
Right. And which gave him sentience.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that throw up a red flag to Thanos? Like, I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen without the whole universe knowing about it.
That's probably why Thanos puts on the gauntlet and says, "It's time."
You're right. Yeah. Like, oh, they have a robot with it. Wait, does that mean the Vision's gonna die when the mind gem's taken out?
I don't think so. So I think what's gonna probably end up happening is,
what does it do for him then? Just give him the lasers?
I don't know.
Or did it grant him sentience?
I think it probably sort of brought him to life. But by doing that, also what you've actually done is you've said basically these humongous magical stones aren't actually magical. They are some kind of technology. Because Tony went in and mapped the technology on the inside of these stones.
That's a bad idea. It's a horrible idea. He should never have that.
But that's probably going to be how they end up stopping.
He's gonna hack the gauntlet.
Yeah,
which is gonna be some bull crap. We got to see Falcon again. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. For the 3 seconds he was in the movie.
He was in the movie. That's all that counts.
And he looked cool.
He did. Yeah. His wings are red now a little bit. War Machine was in it. War
Machine got to fight. That was actually
cool. That was pretty cool. And the original non-evil helicarrier is back. You know. I mean, I don't know where they got it from, but I mean, it's Nick Fury, so I learned to not ask questions with Nick Fury.
Oh, and Hawkeye was epic.
He was really well. You know what though? Because they probably felt so bad at how they treated him last movie. They're like, no, dude, we're gonna
give you some stuff.
This whole movie's gonna be about you thinking about retiring. Okay, that's what this whole movie's gonna be about. Because
like, he had that one moment where I thought that should have been Captain America's moment, where the Scarlet Witch was getting ready to manipulate his brain, and he turns around, slaps her in the head with that stunner, and is like, nah. I don't do the mind control thing.
Right, and that was just like that was probably the actor himself. Jeremy Renner was like, no, we're not doing this again, because he was mad about not being Hawkeye last movie. But you know, he found out Hawkeye has a family and kids, you know, which is and
a farm.
Yeah, which is I guess cool.
Wait, why is it that all superheroes / secret agents want to be farmers?
Because
what's with that?
It's simple and nothing there can kill you.
Everything there can kill you. Have you been a farmer?
No. I mean, in comparison to dealing with things like Ultron, Thanos, Galactus, farming is way better. Like it's just way better than that.
It's like Superman decides to retire. He goes to a farm.
Have you fought Darkseid?
No.
Yeah, farming, pig farming, always. You know, but Ultron kind of cracks jokes, which is I didn't really care for that.
I don't have a problem with him cracking jokes as long as each joke makes him more scary. They weren't scary jokes. No. They were just he was confused most of the time.
The no strings on me thing was not as epic as it was in the trailer. Like that should have been a really cool moment because that was like the greatest trailer of all time.
Yeah, and then when he's singing it as he's building more Ultron, it's kind of like he just is humming a tune. Yeah. It's not like there's a reason behind it.
Jarvis is dead, sort of. He kind of like scattered himself, and they brought him back as the Vision. Like the actor is still working. He's just not Jarvis anymore. Now there's his lady AI Friday, which I'm not a fan of. I saw Jarvis first. If they had shown me Friday first, I would have loved Friday, but they showed me Jarvis.
No, I don't know. Friday left me kind of not happy.
It's because we missed Jarvis.
That may be true.
We've had like 8 million movies with Jarvis now, but now it's someone else. They mentioned Wakanda, which is great. That was a pretty cool moment.
Oh, the broken shield thing actually doesn't happen. It's a dream.
Quicksilver basically beat up Hawkeye and a few of the people, and they were fine. But then later on in the movie, he's breaking Ultron robots with his bare hands. Mm-hmm. I wasn't aware that super speed gave him super strength too.
Right?
He's just tearing them apart.
He's just breaking them with his bare hands. I had that problem. Okay. I had that particular problem, and then also Ultron's robots apparently can be stopped by an arrow in the head.
Well, they're regular metal though, and his arrows are super arrows.
But they're just an arrow in the head of a robot. The robot should not die
To be
from
fair,
an arrow to the head.
To be fair, one, they all explode, and two, I believe Tony probably made them. Because remember, he was upgrading everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably not just a regular arrow.
Okay,
also,
I'll give you that.
He seemed to actually have more this time, too.
Oh, you know what? I liked Cap's upgrade.
Oh,
with the gauntlets that pull the shield. I like that upgrade.
Yeah, where you're just like, boom. Oh, it looks pretty cool.
Like he stomps the shield and it just flies up and attaches to his arm. That was tight. At the party, when everyone decides to try to pick up Mjolnir, I got the feeling Cap actually was going to be able to pick up Mjolnir and just decided not to crush Thor's emotions. So he's like, nope, I can't do it.
If it moved, that means that he probably could have lived.
Yeah, because even Thor was like, wait, is it?
And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't get why Vision's able to. Oh, spoiler alert: Vision can lift the hammer. I don't
easily
because he's not alive. Like he doesn't have a soul.
Well, actually, the Soul Stone or the Mind Stone
gives him a soul?
kind of gives him a soul.
Oh,
you would think the Soul Stone might do that.
You can also see him maybe getting along with the Scarlet Witch a little bit because that did happen in the comics. Mm-hmm. So he rescues her.
Like he marries.
He has the density control powers.
I didn't see that.
There's a scene where he's fighting one of the robots in the air, and he reaches the hands through, and you see like the green energy on the hand, indicating that he's gone through the thing.
You know what? I just kind of saw that as the robot was like sparking. And
that's the density powers. He's just like, I'm like, okay, you're just gonna go ahead and just introduce that without talking about it. And Ultron's power, was that magnetism or something? What was he doing? He was pulling things towards him. And he was pulling parts of the street up. What was that? They didn't. It
looked like he just put metal throughout that entire city.
He just had power. He
just
it just seems weird. And
real quick, by the way, we're gonna go see this again tomorrow.
Yeah, IMAX.
So we'll probably do another video where we understand things a little bit better.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but this one we have to get to this one out right now because we need you guys to understand. This is worth seeing.
It's worth seeing. It's just not as hype as the first one. Now, that being said, the best part of the entire movie, the Hulk versus the Hulkbuster fight, was amazing.
That was
worth the wait.
That was totally awesome. And then
except for the end though. The end didn't make sense because one, you're not gonna catch the Hulk off guard like that, and two, that's not going to knock him out. You hit him way harder than that.
Well, see, I think that the Hulk kind of was done fighting. Like as
all this happening, he woke up from the mind control.
He's looking around and he's seeing everybody see him as a monster, and the Hulk, in no continuity except for the Savage Hulk, there's no continuum where the Hulk actually wants to be seen as a monster. So he's looking around, and all these kids who were cheering for him at the end of last movie are crying and staring at him, and they're scared to death. And you can see it. It was all over his face. He was like, "Oh crap, this isn't what I want to be."
Yeah, but like there's a scene later on where he saves like this mother and child from one of the robots or whatever, and they run away. And I'm like, they're probably more afraid of the Hulk than that robot. I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then at the end, you know, he's in one of the Quinjets or whatever, and Black Widow's like, all right, turn it on around and come back home. He just turns it off and then flies off. I'm like,
I do have this. I have this one problem with every Hulk movie. There's one particular problem. The Hulk can talk.
He doesn't, bro.
Stop acting like the Hulk can't talk. In everything, in every comic book, in every cartoon, the Hulk can speak English. So stop acting like all he does is growls and can say like one sentence.
Right.
I mean, even Groot talked more than the Hulk.
Yeah, and like Hulk always, they make him seem like an animal where he's like, I know Hulk would go Hulk upset at this. You know, like he's not a great talker some of the time,
but he can talk.
And I don't like how they make him like a monkey kind of thing, where when he runs, he kind of runs like on all fours a little bit. Hulk is upright.
The Hulk is a guy.
He's a dude.
He like in all honesty, the Hulk is like a 5-year-old in a gigantic man's body.
Yeah.
So he's not going to run like a monkey. He is a dude. He's just some guy who's really, really, really powerful and really, really angry.
Thor's almost non-existent in this movie to me.
Yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot.
He does not. No, it's mainly about Tony and
Ultron. A lot of what he does is actually get pounded on.
Yeah, which is weird. Now, one thing I thought was cool is I'm pretty sure the Hulk going crazy in front of the entire world is going to be the basis for Civil War, which is coming out next year, right?
Year after.
You sure it's on 2016?
Yeah, no. This next year is supposed to be. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Captain America Civil War. Yeah,
so
they're gonna start filming it next month, I think.
So I'm pretty sure the Hulk fight, because Banner said the world finally saw the real Hulk for the first time. Not stopping alien invasion. That's gonna be people gonna be like, look, the Avengers have caused 2 world-ending catastrophes, and they have this monster running around. Oh, and they just lost control of him. He's gone. He's just on his own now. This part was awesome and pissed me off at the same time. At the very end, they get a new Avengers base, and I'm not sure if that means this is a new Avengers base or the new Avengers, because that's also another group too. What's his name? Captain America and Black Widow walk in to go meet like the new team, because they told us a long time ago that they were gonna have a new team by this point, and so you see Falcon flies in, Scarlet Witch and Vision fly in, and then War Machine flies in, and he's looking at him and he's like, all right, let's get to work. Avengers, and then the movie cuts out. Yeah. I was like, no, you didn't. The one thing I wanted to see.
Yeah, so spoiler alert again for everybody. They don't say Avengers Assemble. Okay, now
that better be in the DVD extra. I swear to God.
We actually had like a 5-minute conversation just about that little thing, because Joss Whedon had already said he hadn't been able to figure out how to make it organically happen for Cap to say Avengers Assemble. There it was.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no more organic way to say that than, okay, new Avengers are here.
Assemble. Now, one problem I had with the movie is basically everything you saw in the trailers is basically the movie. It's basically the movie.
Yeah. Except for the bomb.
Which bomb?
The city is a bomb.
You see it flying.
But they don't tell you it's a bomb.
Okay,
that's pretty much the only thing.
The city is a bomb in the way that they're going to lift it really high up and then drop it, which is going to cause a huge, big explosion
and kill like 1 billion people.
Yeah, whatever. It's not.
It's only 1 billion.
And it's not over in American land, so it's fine. But no. Yeah, they don't tell you about that. But other than that, there are no real surprises. I was kind of upset about that. Like, I really would have liked for when Hulk throws the car and then punches through the car to get to the War Machine, or sorry, to the Hulkbuster. I would have liked to see that for the first time in the theater. Now, there's one thing. If you don't want to hear about the Hulkbuster fight, you might want to just skip ahead a couple seconds. There's one part that I thought was very well thought out by Tony when Hulk caught the hand. And then the hand absorbed back into the machine, and he started doing the multiple punch thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I was laughing. Yeah. The jackhammer punch thing while the Hulk's head's going. That was. You
could tell he thought about how the fight would go, and then, but I guess he forgot. Oh wait, that makes him mad. It's probably a bad idea. But he thought about that because he had extra parts coming.
Lots of them. Yeah. Like, he basically had like 4 Hulkbusters, and he just kept replacing parts.
And it seemed like his suit and all the Hulkbuster stuff was on a whole separate network. Mm-hmm. That he had like just for the Hulk, like a whole satellite, like it had its own code name and everything,
Really, honestly, this was more like DC made the Avengers than the Marvel.
Oh snap!
There weren't a whole lot of jokes in this movie.
Marvel.
There weren't a whole lot of jokes in this movie.
They were going the Dark Knight approach. But no, but it's definitely a good movie. The fights were really good. It's setting up a lot of stuff, but it is not the hype fest that Avengers 1 is, and nothing will ever be that. And maybe 3, maybe the end of 3.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This whole movie is told basically from Clint's point of view.
Yeah.
It's like this whole thing's told from Hawkeye's point of view.
They are apologizing for the last movie.
Yeah,
this whole movie is an apology to Hawkeye. He got so much time in this movie.
Yeah.
He had a great agent.
He's like, you know what? The Hawkeye I signed on to play was, at least half as cool as the Arrow.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he's a little better. Like better than TV Arrow.
Yeah.
Hawkeye would definitely beat Oliver. Not in hand-to-hand fight, but,
No. Second Hawkeye. We're just going to call him Second Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is not the same Hawkeye.
Age of Ultron Hawkeye.
Yeah. Age of Ultron, second Hawkeye is really cooler than Arrow. But the first Hawkeye.
Right. Now, just so you guys know, Quicksilver does, he dies. It doesn't...
From bullets.
Which...
He's faster than a bullet.
Yeah, and it's like, he moves Hawkeye and like this little boy or whatever out of the way of these bullets behind a car, but doesn't put himself behind the car. And then as he's dying, he goes, "Oh, I didn't see that coming," referring to an earlier joke he made, and then dies. I'm like, first of all, that would not happen to the Flash.
No.
Second of all, that shouldn't happen to you, because they gave him almost Flash-like speed in this. He is not that fast.
No, he's 2 times the speed of sound.
Yeah.
Only.
Our question from last week was who killed the Phoenix at the end of AVX. Now, technically, no one actually killed the Phoenix, because killing the Phoenix would be like killing Galactus. You would destroy a part of reality, which would destroy everything. But some of you got it right. The one who got it first should be right here, because I don't have it memorized. But I will go through and look at it. You got it right, person, whoever you happen to be. So that's 1 point for you. But yeah, that we didn't want to be. That's why I was struggling with. I'm like, should I be nitpicky about it and say technically no one actually killed the Phoenix? But we all decided, and we talked to, like we've been talking about it for a while. Like, no, let's just get the people who said the people who were there.
like technically you took the story, AVX, and you said who won the battle,
right?
And that's close enough.
And, yeah, Scarlet Witch and Hope is close enough.
But the truth of the matter is that the Phoenix could come back at any point in time.
Yeah, it's all scattered in fragments and whatnot. But anyway, so that's the answer for that question. But that's it for this video. We will do another one, maybe, depending on if we feel even more hyped after seeing it in IMAX, which we probably
might.
will.
Yeah, and then let's be real. We had to see Avengers 3 times before we actually saw everything, because there's so much happening.
We may have missed something.
Yeah, we may have missed something.
But that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you next time. Until then, we've been your hosts, Kirby Kid
and Black Superman.
See you later, guys.